Hey guys, Steve here with Scotch and Things. Just out running a couple errands. Sorry you've gotten a lot more of these kind of vlog videos lately, but it's been the end of our season and we've been working on the road a lot, where we're gone 5 to 10 days and then we come home for a couple days, and it's just a lot of running errands and honey-do stuff, you know, work on the house, getting stuff ready for winter, and spending time with the kids and family, because you're gone a lot, and so there's not a lot of me time when you have kids and you're married and you're home for only a couple days. But I thought I'd do a kind of a fun video. I thought about this the other day and wondered about it, and just kind of wondering how you got into shooting. What was your first gun? For me, it was, I'm gonna go way back, but I'll talk about, I want to know what your first gun was, and then what was your first real gun, and like maybe a long gun and a pistol, we'll say. Mine was, hold on real quick, sorry, already a minute in the video, I'm getting off topic. Just driving by one of our rental properties, one of our not newly acquired, I guess we picked it up in July. Turn the camera real quick, and there, cute little house. I don't know if you can see it. Little 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and a 2-car detached garage. Kind of cool. I liked it. I like it. We've got 5 units now. Hey, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Back when we bought our first rentals 2 years ago, I made a video, and I was going to do a whole series on it, but then, you know, life and stuff got away. I might do some more videos now, because we're up to 5 units. 1, 2, 5. Yeah, 5 units. And still looking for more, but let me know if that's something that interests you. Anyway, first gun, I was 7 years old, Christmas time, and it was a BB gun, and it was awesome. And that's how I learned to shoot. My dad, I still remember, made targets on the Commodore 64. I don't even know how he did it, but little tanks and stuff like that, and bullseyes we'd shoot at. And he taught me to shoot on a BB gun, like probably many of you. And it was winter, and he took the pillow cushions off the couch and stacked them in a row against the wall. And I learned on the iron sights, and then he bought me a little scope for it, and it was awesome. And then we'd go out to, that was a staple. Anytime we went to our grandparents' house, then the BB guns came along, and he bought one, and we shot together. And my dad taught me how to shoot on my BB gun, and it wasn't a Red Ryder, it was a regular pump. But just super fun memories. And then we graduated. You know, he didn't have a lot of, growing up on a small, is that guy gonna stop? Yep. You know, by the time I came around and got into shooting, he was out of hunting and stuff, but he had a pump action 22 that I shot. And then I learned to hunt on my grandfather's 12 gauge. And I have that gun now, and I cherish it. And I also have a 22 lever action. I don't know what it was, my great grandfather's. And I have both of those guns, and maybe I'll show them sometime, but they mean a lot to me. But my first ever long gun that I purchased myself, so the first gun that I ever purchased myself was a Winchester pump. I think it was a 120, or it wasn't, it was like $100 and some bucks. But that was the first gun I ever purchased with my own money, because I used to do a lot of pheasant hunting with my buddies. And then my first handgun I ever purchased was a Ruger, was it the P85 or P95? I always got them confused. I think it was the P95. It was the one with not the polymer, but it was like their glass reinforced plastic. So I can't remember the model numbers. My cousin had the opposite. One was an all metal gun, and one was a plastic bottom, you know, like a polymer, but it wasn't polymer. And that's the one I had, 9mm, and this is how little I knew about guns back then. Being my first pistol, I was 21, like many of you, maybe you were smarter than I was, but in my mind, even back then, I was a Glock fanboy. All I wanted was a Glock. I wanted a Glock, and I couldn't afford one. But back in the day, Guns and Ammo, I think it was, magazine had a coupon. It was like $50 off. And it brought the price of this one, my Ruger, down to like $300. And I was like, hey, it's got a plastic bottom like Glock. It's the same. No, it wasn't. It was Hammer Fire. It was, Glocks are Striker. This was Hammer. Nothing like it. Glocks are polymer. Like I said, this was glass reinforced plastic, or whatever they call it. Nylon filled glass. Whatever. And it was an awesome, first pistol. Wasn't a Glock. Still, I've kind of looked at them recently as picking one up just for nostalgia reasons, but not the same. And it had a decocker and a hammer. Nothing like a Glock. But something in my eye. So there's that. And it worked great for a long time until it didn't. And then just one day the recoil spring just kind of exploded off the guide rod. And I was living in Minnesota at the time. I was newly married. Sent it in, and it took months. And I got it back from Ruger. And then it just had problems jamming like all the time. It was just I don't know. It just became an issue. But then moved back, and I'll get into the story, but the reason why I sold my first guns. And it was just about 13 years ago. Sold those two first guns, and maybe I'll make a different video about those. But that was my first shotgun, and my first pistol was the Winchester pump action, which was a great shotgun. I shouldn't have got rid of it, but had to at the time. And the Ruger, you kind of still wish you had your first pistol, but there's no sentimental value like my Glock 19, my first Glock now. And the gun ended up being just a hunk of junk. So maybe it's better that I sold it. But those were my first, like I said, my first pistol, my first shotgun. Like I said, running some errands. When the wife gets home today, we're running to Lincoln. Gotta hit up Menards and, a bunch of other places. And maybe if I get some time, I'm going to hit up some stores looking for some ammo. And I'm also checking into something about brass. If you save your brass, if this works out, I'll let you know. But there you go. So what were your first guns? What was your first long gun, be it rifle or shotgun? And what was your first pistol? And how'd you learn how to shoot? Mine was, like I said, my dad learning on my BB gun. So there you go. Like, share, subscribe, guys. I'm interested in what your first guns were. And if you can remember them. So let me know. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.